Last 5 minutes, the Cleveland Guardians have announced that Shane Bieber will be their opening day starter for the 5th consecutive year, which is a new Cleveland Guardians record. In his most recent spring training start against the Reds, he had a stellar outing, 5 2/3 innings pitched, 1 earned run, 8 strikeouts. Bull, Jason, as our baseball guys, how confident are you that we'll see the Elite Eights version of Shane Bieber in 2024 as opposed to the not-so-great Shane Bieber we saw in 2023?
Go ahead, Jason.
I mean, it comes down to health with him. He's got to be healthy, but if he's healthy, I think he's going to have a big year. He spent the winter at Driveline, added a little bit more velo to his fastball again. I don't think he'll ever be 97, 98 that he was throwing with the spider tack. I mean, he's a prime example guy if you want to look at what happened with where his velocity dropped. That had a lot to do with the sticky stuff. I don't know if he's ever going to get back to those levels, but a couple ticks more makes a huge difference. So, and this is a big year for him, and there's a lot riding on his future and future earnings. He had opportunity to sign a long-term deal with the team, turned it down years ago, and here we are. It's his contract year, and it's a big summer for him. It's a big season. I think you'll get. I don't know if you're going to get the best version of Shane, but I think it's going to be better than what we've seen the last couple of years.
How old is he now? I want to look it up.
28.
Oh,
I was going to say 7.
He turns 29 on the last day of May.
Okay.
So
it's basically
but he's not
his
too
age,
old.
But it's his age 29 year.
Yeah, this is a huge season for his contract.
Yeah.
If he has a bad year this year, he's not getting a big contract.
No.
If he has a big year, he's going to get a nice contract at the end of this year. Although he may, we saw what happened with Blake Snell. I'm with you. I think if Shane Bieber's healthy, he's going to be very good. He'll be amongst the better pitchers in the American League. Do I expect him to win a Cy Young this year? I do not. But I expect him to pitch very well if he's healthy and be one of the top, 10, 15 pitchers. So I guess if I'm expecting him to be one of the top 10, 15 pitchers, why couldn't he be a Cy Young? Especially now that Garrett Cole's going to miss half the season.
Do you discount his Cy Young because it was the 2020 season and he only made how many starts? 12 starts
yes.
or whatever?
Well, I shouldn't say yes, technically based on the word discount, yes.
Yeah.
Same thing, I think Bauer won it in the National League. To me, anybody that won an award in 2020, it's with an asterisk.
Yeah.
Because being great for 60 games versus 162 is a massive difference.
Yeah, yeah. Hi,
So,
how you doing?
Yes.
What's going on?
You good?
Yeah.
You
2
feel
days
better
in a
now?
row, Tyvus has had to go pee in the middle of the show. That's a record. First person in the history of the show. Who knows, Tyvus? You might be replaced in those 2 minutes that you're going to the bathroom. We could have snuck Earl in here, and you could have lost your job.
Never
in those
been
2
back in that
minutes.
seat again.
But
It was either
It's
that,
bit-
it was
go
either
ahead.
that or decide to just pee on myself.
yeah, well, maybe you need
which,
to worry about the G. Bush has done that recently. Not here though. Maybe you should start wearing like a diaper or something.
Yeah, no. I did that. If I would pee on myself live on the set,
Yeah.
it would take away from you puking on the set. It'd probably top that.
Yes.
You'd be off the hook.
That's true. I would be. But yes, it is great that Bieber's pitching well. Obviously, if he was healthy, he was going to be the opening day starter. It's not a surprise. The A's, Mike, do you have the list of all the opening day starters? Who's pitching for the A's? Is it J.P. Sears?
Give me a second.
I don't think they've announced yet.
I thought all the teams were announcing today. I thought Major League Baseball wanted it out there.
Well,
It's not. I'm not sure about that. But
I don't see anything from the 8. It's also 9 a.m. on the West
Right.
Coast. Maybe they haven't.
Yeah.
announced.
Yeah.
No, they did announce it. Alex Wood.
wow.
Oh.
So my lineup is right. Yours is wrong.
Damn it.
But an interesting component to the whole Bieber thing is he's repped by Drew Rosenhaus, who obviously is a huge football.
Right.
But they don't have
No,
much.
Alex Wood's a lefty also.
Oh, is he? I
Yeah.
thought he was a righty.
Yeah, Alex Wood's also a lefty.
Yeah.
Remember when you said,
Yeah. Sorry. He's right.
But he's repped by Rosenhaus, who obviously has a huge football client
Yes.
base.
Right.
Shane's their biggest baseball client. So there's a lot riding on this for Shane and also for the Drew Rosenhaus agency in terms of baseball players. He's their gold standard. So this is a big contract.
Yeah.
and
Well,
the,
it's all about
the
the
Guardians are not going to pay it.
No, they're not going to. This is his last year in
And
Cleveland.
by the way,
He may not be here in July.
I
Would
wouldn't.
Tristan McKenzie be our ace?
Or
Gavin
Ivy or
Williams.
Williams.
We got to see how this season goes.
Yeah.
At this point, honestly, if I were the Guardians, I wouldn't want to pay him.
I don't know if the Guardians will ever hand out another long-term extension to a pitcher.
Unless
Why would you?
Because they always
unless
got the young guy.
only way they would do it is if it was like a situation where they're signing them like before they're even in the majors, and you get it for such a bargain.
But they won't. They haven't
even
done.
that's risky.
They haven't done any of those
No.
deals. They don't like to. They.
Well, they haven't even done a deal like that with a hitter.
Well, that's
in a
what I'm
while
saying.
now.
They're certainly not going
Yeah.
to do it with a pitcher. Like I think if you're the Guardians, you're approaching this as you've got the 6 years of control, the 7th if you manipulate the service time. So you got them for 7 years. We're probably going to trade them. The sweet spot is with 2. They like to trade guys with 2 years left and maximize the return.
Yeah.
So you look at this going in, and you know, okay, Gavin Williams, he's a Boris client. We weren't going to sign him anyway. We're definitely not signing him now.
Yep.
You got 5 years with Gavin Williams. You know that right
Yeah.
now today.
Well, but Bieber's
you've got
gotten to
5
the
years.
last year,
Because he got
as
hurt.
did Lindor.
If Bieber didn't get hurt last year, he would have been dealt.
And Lindor got to the last year because of COVID.
Lindor got to the last year because of COVID. But by and large, they like to trade these guys with 2 years left.
Bieber will very likely be traded during the season.
Unless they're in first place. And even then,
We
they
have
could.
seen the Guardians
They
in the
have.
past
They did it
trade
with Bauer.
pitchers.
They did it with Bauer.
Now, if they traded him during the season,
Boy, that
it would
was-
be one of these trades where you get a pitcher back and get some prospects. And I know fans don't want to hear it, and I don't blame them because if Bieber's having a great year and the Guardians are in first place, they should absolutely not trade him. But if they're like last year where they're kind of middling,
If it's last year, he's gone.
100% gone.
Yeah. Especially if he's having a good year.
Right, because they'll get a good return for him.
And people railed against it in the moment, and I get it, and maybe I'm way off on this. I think Kyle Manzardo is going to be a really good major league player.
Well, it was a smart trade looking back.
And it was
but-
a trade that they could not have done at any other moment
he's
except right in that. He still has to do
Now,
it.
I don't blame fans for being skeptical.
Absolutely.
Because the Guardians, by the way,
They-
sent him down to the minors yesterday.
Well, and I knew that. We told you that was going to happen.
Well, I know that, but it still doesn't make it right.
But it goes back to the service time manipulation.
Right, which is,
Don't make it right.
it's just, baseball was trying to fix that. They've got to still work on it. And I think the solution to that, as I've said for years, without, you'd have to dive into it to get the exact numbers, but you draft a guy out of high school, you got him for 10 years. You draft a guy out of college, you got him for 8, whatever. Forget the exact number. And this, whether he's in the minors or majors. Now, that might lead to guys being rushed, which could be a negative, but we'd never have this, we got to keep him in the minors for service time nonsense anymore. That wouldn't happen.
The Guardians are going to get burned by the new system because Tanner Bybee, finishing second rookie of the year, got an extra bump in service time.
Well,
so
and
that clock speeds up.
Yeah.
Is Miles Straw starting center field?
No.
It should be the louder. It's not going to be, but it should be.
He's not going to make the team either.
No.
Oh,
Chase the louder.
It should be him, though.
It'll
I
be-
was looking at the
it's-
Guardians.
so Miles Straw gonna pull it off?
It's going to be I think it's going to be Estevan Florial. I think.
I was. Well, I don't know. He's had a bad camp.
He's had a bad camp. Yeah.
I think Straw is going to play less, but we're still going to see him out there.
Of course. Yeah. He's on the roster. He's making $5 million.
My guess is he plays again. He'll definitely start against lefties, but I don't know. I'm just hoping he doesn't start. That contract, for most teams wouldn't be a big deal, but they owe him like a guaranteed $14 million after this year for the next 2. They owe Miles Straw like $6 million next year.
Yeah, I know.
$7 million the year after that, and then the year after that, there's still a buyout that they're going to have to do. That's one of the worst contracts they've signed.
So
just a total
So you're gonna be
disaster.
wearing his jersey a lot when he hit these home runs.
He ain't going to hit home runs. What does he have? 1 home run the last 2 seasons?
He has 6 in his career.
6 in his career,
That
Tyvus.
is bad.
I could hit 6 home runs in the majors.
terrible.
Come on.
No, I'm kidding. Of
That's
course I could not.
terrible.
He's played 100. Yeah, he has 100. Excuse me. He has 1,760 at bats. 6 home runs.
He's got to have the worst home run ratio of any player. in
Hasn't he
baseball.
been working on it this offseason?
He allegedly put on. Jason, you were out there.
Yeah.
Put on 10 pounds of muscle.
Good luck.
I mean, they all say that.
Good
But
luck.
I mean, the Indians.
I know
that's
he-
the first time I've done that in a while. The Guardians made clear to him, like, this is it. Like, you got to have a big off season. And I never understood what that meant because by the time you figure out if he had a good off season or not, it's too late.
Yeah, well, what are they going to do? I mean, what are they going to cut him?
Yeah, no.
They should
I mean-
just let the players juice.
You think if he sucks again this year, they might cut him and eat the last 2 years?
No.
You wouldn't want to go watch more baseball if they was all juicing.
I mean,
I'm joking before anyone
Yeah.
tries. Could they just put HGH in his cafeteria meals, and if he gets suspended, it's a win-win. Either he doesn't get caught and he hits home runs, or if he gets caught and suspended, it's a win-win.
It doesn't make. He would still not be good even with HGH.
Wow.
but
It's not a miracle cure. It
gonna
doesn't
go
make a
there?
scrub a
well,
superstar.
you're not going to cut him because he's valuable as a fourth outfielder. He's not $7 million valuable, but he's
No.
still
But
has value.
That's the crazy part is that you should have always known he was a fourth outfielder, and they've been using him as a starter for years.
I know.
So I'm hoping Steven Vogt turns the tide and doesn't start him. But
You got to have somebody. You got to have a better alternative in front of him. And if they're not going to,
anybody's a better alternative.
Well, Florial's had a terrible camp.
I know, but I
when I was out there, I thought
him a shot.
I thought they are looking at this as they need Florial to take this job.
give him
and
a
run
shot.
with
I
it.
don't care that he's had a bad spring.
Yeah.
Give him a shot. Let's see what he's got. You
They
know,
need Oscar Gonzalez back.
who actually is having a decent camp for the Yankees.
Is he? I didn't even look. Is he?
Yeah,
SpongeBob.
he's not on the 40-man roster, so he's probably not going to be on the team. But go ahead.
Speaking of steroids, real quick.
Yeah.
So Tristan Thompson came back. He's played 2 games. And he broke Donovan's nose in his first game back, which we haven't even talked about. He's dealing with the knee issue, and he'll play through the
saw
broken
that,
nose.
yeah.
Yeah.
But Tristan Thompson broke
It
Donovan
was
Mitchell's
roid
nose.
rage, is what you're saying?
No, it's not. It's funny. He comes back his first game. He has a it's completely incidental.
Well,
Obviously.
but how do you know it's not roid rage?
Mike, he almost got hung on a dunk. I'm not hearing it. The man.
I'm not saying anything
man
other
had
than
a
his
wide
first
open
game back
dunk and
after a
about got
suspension.
hung.
He broke their best
He's
player's
off
nose.
the roids, maybe.
Yeah.
Dunk anymore.
It's over with.
All right, you guys ready?